To venture causes anxiety, but not to venture is to lose oneself, and to venture in the highest is precisely to be conscious of oneself. Søren Kierkegaard. Welcome to Self-Talk. I'm Rachel Astarte. Today I wanted to talk about anxiety. I think it's important to talk about how we might address moments of anxiety as we experience them in different forms throughout our day. And that can be really high anxiety where we are unable to function. It may be passing moments or waves of anxiety that we encounter, or they may be sustained low-grade anxiety that we carry around with us throughout our day. So all that. One of the first things that we need to do is define anxiety. What does it mean to have anxiety? What does it mean to be anxious? Anxiety is a fear of something in the future that may or may not happen. And it's that uncertainty of being in our present state and not knowing if this thing may happen, and we're inclined to protect ourselves and be concerned about the what if this thing happens that we're afraid of happening. And it's that discomfort with uncertainty, that wobbly feeling that we feel, that is at the heart of the anxiety. And what we don't understand is that feeling of anxiety, that uncertainty, is not tangible. So we don't know what to make of it in our heavy, low vibrational place where we can reach out and actually touch things and feel them, and they're real to us. Things that we cannot touch are suspect and fascinating, which is why we love laser light shows. So that feeling of uncertainty is actually just another vibrational experience. So instead of trying to get out of it, we need to drop into it. And the only way to drop into that feeling of uncertainty without judgment is to bring ourselves back to the present. And everyone has heard about being in the now and bringing yourself to the present moment and the importance of doing that. Well, there is truth to it. So the way out of anxiety is through the elixir of the present moment, by bringing yourself right back into where you are at this moment, so that you're not jetting off into the future of uncertainty, but you're accepting that uncertainty by bringing yourself into the now, which is a moment of uncertainty. So there are a couple of ways to do this. When someone is in the height of an anxiety attack, and it's not just random thoughts and fears and concerns, but you have a flurry of them such that your system begins to shut down. That's emergency anxiety. And so a tried and tested method is to bring yourself into the present moment by simply naming things that you see in front of you. Pen, pillow, shoe, painting, paperclip, whatever it is. What you've done by doing that is you're training your brain and its attention away from the light speed journey into the future where there is no ground to land on. So you bring yourself back to the present moment by simply focusing your attention on what is physically in front of you in this heavy plane. So then that's in an emergency situation. In other situations where you're having anxiety and it's more or less overwhelm and feeling confused or ungrounded, a lot of things going on in your life that you have no control over, so it seems. The way to handle those moments where you're pretty much in charge of your faculties, but you're stressing out, is the bringing yourself into the now by breathing. And one of the best ways to do that is to place your feet firmly on the ground, close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose. I mean, all the way in, like as much as your lungs can fill. Hold for 3 seconds. And exhale all the way out until you can't push any more air out through your lungs at all, and you're just you can't even wait till take the next breath. Ideally, you do this 3 times. You may also choose to include a few words of grounding to yourself. I am here, or I am okay, or I'm being held, I am held. I choose love, I choose peace, whatever, or maybe just the word love or peace. Whatever it is that brings you back to the present moment and lets you know, in this moment, you're fine. So your focus is right now, breathing right now. And what's really important to know is, okay, that sounds great. I can imagine myself doing that. It doesn't erase all the stuff that's going on that I'm concerned about. It doesn't. But don't forget that what you're concerned about is in the future. It's not right now. And if you continue this practice of the breathing and the centering and being present, and if you continue that practice, it will necessarily be the future. We are already in the future from when I started this sentence. And we're still kind of all together, right, on the same wavelength. So by continuing to focus on your breath, when you get stressed, bring yourself to the present every time instead of jetting off into the future, then by the time you reach that future, you will know how to handle it in that moment because you will be centered in your breath. So you are quite literally creating your future by using this exercise. Now you are okay. So even there's stuff going on around you that's crazy. So I had a client ask me, how can I be in the now when I have so much to do? Okay, so I take my breath, but I still have 16,000 things I'm supposed to be doing. The to-do part, all these things to do, is the future. That's not now. So as you are in the now, as it unfolds, you will create that future. And I can give you an example even from rushing through daily chores. If I have to finish the laundry, folding this so that I can do the dishes, so that I can take the garbage out, so that maybe I can sit down and have a break. And I'm rushing through, this is me, of course, I'm talking about myself, that I will rush through, and this moment hits me, what am I rushing toward? There is peace in what I'm doing right now. There is peace in taking my time to wash the dish. I now call dishwashing water therapy. So a different way of seeing what you need to do. If you're in the present, if you're aware and awake while you're doing what you're doing, everything can be a meditation. Everything can be a connection to your highest self and the person that you're trying to be, because there is no more reason to focus on something that you cannot control, that may or may not happen, or may or may not be the case. We all get piled up with stuff that we need to do, and I don't just mean household chores. I mean household chores plus work responsibilities, plus child care or elder care or spousal care, or those who are friends who need us, community work, responsibilities that we've happily, maybe with a church or another organization, we've happily taken on all these responsibilities, but now they're crashing in on us, and we don't want to drop any of them because they're all very important, some much more than others. But where do we get a breath to figure out what? You take the breath right there. Take it right there. Wherever you start to spiral out, put your feet on the ground, close your eyes, and do your breathing. Feel your feet on the ground. You may even imagine rooting yourself to the ground so that you're literally and figuratively feeling grounded, because you will literally feel weight in your feet when you bring your attention to your feet. So ground yourself, align yourself with this present moment, and say what you need to say. I'm here now. This is now. Love, peace, whatever it is that does it for you. And that's the way to get yourself right and centered for whatever comes up. As those responsibilities that you have come up, you can drop into those as well by being in the present and being fully aware. And if you have two conflicting appointments in your present moment of clear thinking, you will shift the appointments. You will prioritize. You may need to cancel some things this time. And it's okay. Because what cost to be doing everything? What cost to you? How much better are you in the world than when you are resonating at your highest frequency? Have a look in your life at where anxiety rises and how you might best bring yourself to the now time where everything's okay. And what happens next, and you'll be ready. Until next time, many blessings on your path. Thank you for joining me on Self Talk. I'm Rachel Astarte. Aho.